Okay, so it's time for the update on the small plants. It is December 12th. The first one of these things popped on November 9th. So I would say November 9th to, the following 7 days, all of these were popped out of the soil. Some of them we lost, about 6, I think. But this is what remains. These are the winners thus far, and some to be losers. What can we take from this? We can take that the video looks very yellow, so we need to work on production quality. We can take that there are some plants that don't fit the same pattern as others. Let's look at the Tiger series first. This one is just water, no CalMag. Looks fine so far. I would think that the Fox Farm, I believe that's Ocean Breeze, I would think that it has enough nutrients to get it by for probably some time, but hopefully we see some calcium magnesium deficiency on that in the future. As for these 6, looking pretty solid. The top right is the bushiest of all of them. They're all about the same height. Top right is bushiest. Top left is bushiest. Bottom left seems to be weakest. So bottom left, a bit of some weirdness going on with the leaf. Not sure what causes that. New growth, however, it looks pretty decent. So you could say that, something was going on at this phase of growth. Maybe it's not going on anymore. New growth, new tips look pretty good. This one looks great. A little bit of leaf burn over here and almost some like leaf miner looking clearness to it. I don't know if those are leaf miners or something, but I have a feeling we're just gonna pluck that leaf. Honestly, you know what? It's burnt. I know I'm not supposed to do this. So I just twisted the leaf off. I'm pretty sure we're supposed to just scissor it off. I shouldn't have done it like that, but I only got one hand. No one holding the camera for me. This one looks good. We're getting some pretty big leaves on this one, actually. This one looks like kind of like a little runt. A little misshapen on this leaf here. The rest of the leaves look good. Just looks like a smaller plant. This one is the bushiest one, has the biggest leaves. They're kind of round, if you ask me. Leaves are a little bit round, which I'm not sure is a good or a bad thing. I don't think it's the best thing because they should be kind of more triangular. But it looks pretty good. Looks pretty solid. Has probably the most leaf growth of many of these. And this is the last Tiger. Not much to say here. Pretty solid looking plant, to be honest. We've got 4 leaves and about 2 nodes. They're really short. They're all really short. I think maybe I should move the light up or something because they're very short. I mean, this one back here already has, let's take a look, as it's dripping on the other plants. It's hard to see, but this already has 2 nodes, 2 or 3 nodes. And this one has, 2 nodes, 1 to the left, right, 1 to the up, down. That makes sense. We've got 1, 2 floors. This one has 2 floors as well. They all pretty much have two floors. Okay, so that's pretty decent. But they are pretty short. That's the one in the soil with Tiger Bloom. It's doing decent. It's not, however, doing as good as the one in soil with BioThrive. So that's kind of interesting. Again, it could be the plant, could be the nutrient regimen, but looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Got a couple tears on that baby. And not much to say. A little misshapen on the leaf there, but otherwise strong. Moving over to the BioThrive subset, I would say that the BioThrive on average is performing a little bit better than the Tiger Bloom, which you would think it would in this phase of growth. So we're looking at, all of these, and for some reason we've got, oh, because this one shouldn't be there. This I need to put over here. This guy goes here. So we've got our 6 in cocoa, and then the soil situations are over. We can talk about the cocoa first. Now, this one kind of just a little runt, kind of misshapen from the start. It's tall. It's as tall as the rest of them, but not quite as leafy and developed. Small leaves on it. Not a big fan. This one has some misshapenness, a little chalupa leaf going already. And this one is, you know, chalupa too. And where do we recall this chalupa leaf? We recall it from this big boy up here. Boom. So I would say that this one is getting too much BioThrive. It's taking up too much, though it is very tall. And it's got, you know, about 2 or 3 stories. It's hard to tell. It's kind of just what you consider a node or not. I would say it's got 2 nodes working on the 3rd. But a little bit of the chalupa. But that's the only one with that. And I guess this one's starting to get the same kind of pattern of chalupaing. For those of you who don't know what a chalupa is, you gotta look it up. This one, doing good. Not much to say on this one. A little discoloration here. Not sure if it's visible in the camera. I don't know if it would be leaf miners or something from, you know, lack of nutrients at the start. And then this one, doing pretty good. So all in all, I would say that BioThrive is better to give it in the starting stages of life. However, it doesn't look like there's that much of a difference between the 2 nutrient sets. And I could and I will probably go look at the back labels on these nutrients to try to find out just how they compare in terms of nutrient density. But yeah, not much of a difference. Not much of a difference. If I had to recommend to someone what to go with at this stage in the game, honestly, I would probably recommend the Tiger Bloom. Because the Tiger Bloom, I know I just said BioThrive like a minute ago, but the Tiger Bloom is exhibiting less bad things and just as much good things. Arguably better. Because I would say for Tiger Bloom, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 very successful plants. Over at this one, I'd say we've got 1, 2, maybe just 2 successful, great-looking plants. So 4 good-looking plants, maybe 3 if you consider that a runt. So we'll say runt to runt, misshapen to misshapen. This one's got overnutrients. This one's probably going to get overnutrients. We'll see that develop here. And then, you know, these 2 look great. And then over here, this is actually the standout. The one in BioThrive with soil. Looking good. Looking really good. I like how this one looks. And the ones with no nutrients are kind of not doing so good. This was a very runt pepper plant. And it still is a very runt pepper plant. So this one's not doing so well. It's okay. We'd have to look back at the time and see how it's developed. But I would say that's more about the plant. But it's clear that, well, shit, man. I mean, this one has not had BioThrive or anything, and it's doing okay. It's doing okay. 1 misshapen leaf. Compare that to the one that's been getting Tiger Bloom, and they're about the same size. So we'd have to go back and take a retrospective look at how they've changed. But I would honestly say BioThrive at the start is looking good for soil. Perhaps it's just more available than the nutrients in the soil, and so it's a good, you know, supplemental early kind of source of nitrogen, a little quick fix, a little soda. And I think we're gonna close it on that. We've got another little experiment starting with Pequin peppers. It's a special order, so we'll get that going hopefully. But that's kind of not gonna be videotaped. Okay, that's where we're at. And I would like to add just one thing, is that it's been about a month, and what did we say we're gonna do? We're gonna keep the winners and experiment on the losers. So next week we're gonna see something. We're gonna see what we're gonna do. I think we're gonna give one of them, or maybe two from each group, double nutrients, and then we'll give one no nutrients, just straight start starving it and see what happens. But I think that's probably a good mix. But yeah, we'll see.